asked me if I wanted night vision, and I told it quietly to fuck off. "In a couple of months it'll be too hot to take her outside most nights," said Carol. And we held her up to the moon and snuggled her against our chests, and she fell asleep in the car seat of the Watershed-sponsored ride as soon as it started moving. "You will reach your destination in 28 minutes, the ride told us. And we looked at each other and at the baby, and then slept happily in each other's arms the whole way. At the drop-off, Carol took the sling and managed to shift Dory without waking her. Then we walked across the bridge and picked our way along the path. I didn't turn on night vision, but I did up the tactile gain in my soles, all the way to the north side cliffs. And there we found a palace, where before had been only root-cracked stone. Silver, I thought at first, gleaming in the moonlight. But I blinked and saw black metal with the iridescent sheen of a grackle. Human eyes weren't made for it. When I toggled my lenses to night vision, the palace shed a rainbow of heat across the budding clover. I messaged the network. "Not a false alarm. Not a spill. Need more sensors." I wasn't sure what else to say, or if sending a picture would get me accused of snoping. Hell, I wasn't entirely convinced the thing would show up on screen. "You see that?" I asked Carol, nervous until she nodded. She wrapped her arms around Dory. Palace was the closest word I could find, and it wasn't very close. It was a quarter-acre spread of spires and domes, fractal at the tips, narrow peaks spiraling in intricate patterns. It sloped down from 3 larger promontories, swooping at the edges as though it wasn't quite ready to meet the ground. It ticked softly like a cooling pan. As I watched, part of it seemed to fold in on itself, and then out again, showing a different design. Then another, and after that another, and I realized that it was constantly renewing itself one section at a time, a shifting landscape, mesmerizing as a sunset. Dory shifted and murmured against Carol's chest. I scanned for radiation, let out a breath when I found nothing worse than background. "What are they dumping in the water?" Carol whispered. "And why?" I queried the sensors again. "It's tapered off, but we're still getting weird organics. Whatever's in there, they make waste, and dump it. It's not just a bot probe." I thought of old movies, people approaching spaceships with their arms wide in welcome, incinerated by lasers. I should go home. I should send them home. But my breath came fast and short, like the moment the midwife had placed Dory in my arms, like the first time Carol's lips brushed my ear. I wondered if 1,000 of these things were dropping across the world, or if this was the only one. I imagined telling Dory, years from now, that we could have met people from another planet, only we were trying to protect her, or we could stay and tell her that she met them. I gripped Carol's hand. We shared a look, a nod, and I leaned briefly against her, grateful for unspoken agreement. Some things are more important than keeping your kids safe. Screw being too nervous to tell anyone, though. Whatever risk we took for ourselves, we owed something to the rest of the world. I started my lenses recording, fed the live stream into the network. I flicked from ordinary vision to heat to electromagnetism, sending all the data I could gather. On that last setting, I caught a darker patch near the palace's center. I tried heat again, increasing the sensitivity. The same section showed cooler, spring green where the rest burned orange and yellow. "Something's broken there," I told Carol. Confidence faltering, I added, I think. There's a cool patch, sort of jagged, and not in a symmetrical way." "It doesn't look like it crashed."